back, gamers, to another episode of The Slow Uncast, and I am your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend, co-host, an exhausted gamer man, dear one Luke, who fell asleep in his chair waiting for me to get on.
Yes, I'm a slow host today.
Slow host. But he has awakened in a new form, the form I prefer him in. He is no longer Derwin Luke. He is the Derwinator! Welcome, Derwinator. How are you doing?
I'm going to shut off in like 5 minutes. Too tired.
That'd be a sick podcast episode.
By the way, turn off and you're just talking to a robot the whole time?
I just talk to myself. By the way, with all the surprises that you had for me yesterday last week.
Yeah.
From Vegas, you forgot to mention one of them.
What? Oh, yeah. No, I was trying to get you to bring it out. Yeah, the slot machine.
Oh, my what? I hadn't gotten it at that point.
Your wife's hiding from you?
I've been hitting pretty big.
Yeah,
Can't see it on the freaking thing. Oh, dude.
It's pretty fun. I was playing with it when I was buying it. I was like, oh, damn, this is pretty addicting.
I can see the appeal. All right. Okay. Whoa. We're just going
8 hours just passed by. I just played slots for 8 hours.
8 hours passed by. $10,000 later.
Oh, I gotta show you this hilarious video of someone playing slots. See if I'll focus.
Oh my god.
So that's real life footage of me gambling in Vegas. Pressing the button.
Shaolin gambling. Yeah. Have you seen the people like literally pissing themselves while they're sitting on those things?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I haven't seen it in real life, but I've seen like the videos where they're literally 8 hours in.
That's something my 3-year-old would do. Like, oh, this is so fun. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom.
Dude,
I'm just gonna piss myself.
Embarrassing story, but like that's totally happened to me as well when I was a kid. I was like,
oh yeah, of course.
To play Game
I thought
Boy.
you were gonna say as an adult, bro. I was like, holy smokes.
No. But as a kid, you're like just playing. And you're like, oh my god, I have to pee, but I want to play, and then you accidentally pee yourself. Yeah. Degenerate gamer moments, man.
Also, for the viewers, I'm wearing something that Derwin wears every day, and I never wear
shorts.
Yeah, I just wear shorts for the Slow Run Cast, so
I
can match his energy.
Oh, nice.
All right, yo. Okay, listen. Hear me out.
Yes.
We could start with the news. It's a slow news week. All right. I think we also need to do like bumpers to separate like the little segments. Right. We could start with the news, or we could start with what I have for the special segment today to spice it up.
Let's spice it up.
Last?
I gotta wake up.
All right. I have recently acquired, after much deliberation in my head, recently acquired a brand new piece of hardware.
No, you didn't. You bought a Steam Deck?
I sure did. Yo, that's a bad look. Look at all those freaking finger smudges from Dawood.
Hey, at least. Oh, I thought they were gonna be Cheeto fingers, like the Cheetos.
That is a 512 gigabyte Steam Deck OLED.
Nice.
Acquired on Thursday.
You got it brand new off the website?
Off Steam's website.
Oh, nice.
They are cheaper off Steam's website for some reason than buying them from a third party. I don't know why. If you buy them
probably
on Amazon,
better anyways. You get
buy them on Amazon, it's more expensive. Yeah. So I kind of, I started this thing up. I went through all the settings, set everything up, set up a Steam profile because I'm not really a PC gamer, so I don't really even have one. Or I had one on like my old email that I couldn't even remember. Yeah. Went through the store, added a bunch of stuff for my wish list, bought my first game on the thing, which I'll talk about a little bit later.
You bought an indie game, 100%. I'm calling it right now. You got an indie game.
Sure did, brother. I sure did. And I bought the dock with it too.
There's a dock?
It's sold separately, and it's rather pricey. I was kind of between buying the 1 terabyte Steam Deck OLED or buying the 512 in the dock. And I went with the dock. It has a...
Does it allow you to... Oh, it has like a gigabyte
USBs,
connection.
HDMI, USB-C,
Mm-hmm.
and you can even connect the Ethernet cable.
Yeah. So are you
Uh,
playing on your PC or on your TV then?
I've tinkered with it. I've tried connecting it to my TV. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've connected it to my monitor. I've connected a mouse to it and a keyboard to it through the dock. Works fine. I have connected a Xbox controller to it, so you can play with an Xbox controller. I did have some trouble connecting the Xbox controller to it. Apparently, your Xbox needs to have like the most recent firmware downloaded on it, or it will just do this weird thing where the Steam Deck says it's connected, but it really isn't. It's still flashing.
Okay.
It also has a tendency to disconnect very quickly if you go off the main Steam OS on the Steam Deck and like try to go to a web browser or something. Or even if you're like idle for a little bit, it'll disconnect pretty quickly. Yeah, I want to try some RTS games on it, Age of Empires or Total War, and see what they're like docked with a mouse and keyboard, see how well it runs. Again, yeah, I bought one game. We'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the fence. There were 3 games that came out last year in early access on Steam only, so I never had a chance to play them just because I wasn't on that platform. And now I added them to my wish list. I'm like, do I get into these or do I just wait till they go 1.0? That's Hades 2, which right now is in early access on Steam only, so you can't play it anywhere else. No Rest for the Wicked, which is also in early access. It's from the developers of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Ori and the Wild Forest. It's kind of like a Souls Diablo-like, also in early access, and it's going to come out on PS5, whatnot, later on. And then Windblown from the developers of Dead Cells is also in early access on Steam only. And then lastly, actually, the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is from the other developer of Dead Cells. There's like the OG developer of Dead Cells, and then there's the one who like that they maintained the game and added like further updates. They're doing the Rogue Prince of Persia. All 4 of those games are in early access on Steam. So I'm thinking about getting into those, and maybe if I buy them now, you'll get them for cheaper then. So yeah, I really like it.
How's the screen?
The screen is beautiful.
Yeah?
It's really good. I do want to play some more games to get like more color.
You don't have an OLED switch, right?
No, I don't have an OLED Switch.
Okay, so you can't really compare to that.
I can't compare it to it's for sure better than the Switch screen that I have.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what it'll compare to the Switch 2 screen.
So what made you buy it even though we have a Switch 2 pre-order?
Because the Switch 2 prices.
Yeah?
Okay, so my only regret for buying the Steam Deck now at this point is not buying it sooner.
Okay.
Because like I always wanted to get one of these handheld gaming things, and the Switch was just like just really underpowered, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to play my games on it. I didn't find it very ergonomic. So I was really, when these all started coming out, Steam Deck and ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go or whatever, when all these started coming out, I was like, I want to get one, right? But I was kind of like torn. I'm like, do I wait for the Switch 2? Do I wait for the next Steam Deck? Do I, then eventually like Xbox said they were going to make one. I'm like, do I wait for the Xbox One? And then like, I think, yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. It's ever since the Steam OLED came out, it's been like a year and a half since it came out now. My only regret is just not buying it sooner, because like it was my kind of favorite of the bunch, but I just kind of was really waiting, holding out to see what the Switch 2 was going to be like. And I think if it wasn't for this podcast, I'd really, really think twice about buying a Switch 2. I just kind of want to have one so we could play the game, so we could be relevant and tell the listeners all about like our thoughts on them and all. But I don't see myself buying third-party games on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Because
it honestly doesn't really make sense.
Because of these prices, it's just absolutely, it's just unacceptable. Like I have to start voting with my dollar. So yeah, I'll cough up the money to buy the console. I'll cough up the money to play some of the first-party Switch games.
Yeah, the Nintendo
but I'm not
exclusives.
spending $100. Yeah, I'm not spending $100 on Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2 when I could buy it probably on sale for Steam or whatever. The other thing too is I wanted to get like one of the other handhelds because you have easier access to Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I just found they were too expensive. The Asus ROG Ally, Lenovo Legion Go, they're just the MSI Claw. They're just too expensive.
Yeah,
And then
at
I was
that
thinking
point,
about,
you're like really approaching like buy a gaming PC, bro.
yeah, and then that they announced the Xbox one that was coming out, the Xbox branded one, and I'm just kind of like, do I really want to buy an Xbox branded one in 2025 if the new console is going to come out in 2027
Mm-hmm.
and they'll have, it's just kind of weird and I'm like, it's not going to be cheap anyway. Like if they raise the price of the Xbox, it's not going to be cheap. So yeah, I just thought like, I don't really have a Steam library, but that was the only thing that was stopping me. I was like, I don't have a Steam library. So I'm like, I have to start from scratch if I buy this thing. Like, that was the only thing that was really. But you know what? You could start from scratch. It's fine. Like if going forward, I buy every little indie game I want on that thing. That's fine. And then
Dude,
whatever I have.
you should. Can you play like games off the Epic Game Store and GOG on there?
I have not gone that deep, brother. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
should
heard
find
that
out
Epic Game
because
Store is not that great on the thing. It's
yeah,
not
but Epic Game Store
straightforward.
gives you free games every single month. So it
Yeah, they give
really
you a lot
builds
of
up your
stuff.
library. And then, like, if you have Prime Amazon Gaming or whatever, or Amazon Gaming, whatever it is, they also give you a bunch of free games as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I'm aware.
there's so many free games that you can play.
Yeah, I just don't think I've had enough chance to kind of like play around with it and all. Look at that
Mm-hmm.
Hades startup screen. Oops, I didn't get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just haven't had the chance to really, really get deep into all the settings and stuff and figure out how to like get everything to
play
work
those.
on it. It's been like, it's just still pretty early here, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. I'll look into like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Epic Game Store doesn't work on this or doesn't work on it very straightforward.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
How
It
are
might be like,
the buttons?
they got 2 back paddles on either side. Really cool positioning. I like it. I like the grips that you're holding on. This is not like a Switch where there's detachable Joy-Cons. It's connected all the way through.
Triggers feel good?
The triggers feel okay. The bumpers feel okay. I don't know how I feel about this little situation over here with the right stick being over here. You kind of like, it's the movement from back and forth here kind of feels a little weird. It doesn't feel that straightforward. There's these track pads over here that function as like a mouse. They are super sensitive. Like, I'm like, this is like some high quality stuff. Like, I mean, guess the right word is responsive. I just like it. I like the UI. Yeah, again, I've only had like 2 days to tinker with it, really.
Yeah.
So
just watch them release an update in like 2 weeks.
What do you mean?
For new hardware?
Well,
I'd laugh so hard.
Yeah.
But also be very sad for you.
I'd be pretty sad.
It's like the people on Wall Street Bets or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, I just bought Nvidia calls, and then like the next day the tanks like $10.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I did have that thought for sure, because this thing is from 2023 November. But I feel like if we had a new one coming,
we would have probably seen some leaks.
We would have heard something, I think, by now.
Yeah, but Valve is pretty good with keeping their leaks
secret.
Secret, yeah. They're not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the original Steam Deck came out for some reason on Amazon, like it's more expensive. I guess, I should mention that if any of the listeners actually thinks about buying this, buy it from the Steam store. Basically, okay, what happened was I bought it on Monday. It says 3 to 5 days shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Day 1 goes by, I didn't get anything saying it was shipped. Day 2 goes by, I go on the Steam page and it says, we have a problem with our couriers to Canada or something like that.
Oh, because of the Canada Post strike coming up, probably.
Well, whatever it was, they said, we're trying to find a solution. So I said, okay. By Wednesday at 5, it finally said shipped. But it came in by Thursday at noon. So
wow,
took less than 24 hours to ship. It was fast. I was surprised. I was not thinking I'd get it this week. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious. I want to try a bunch of stuff on it. I think, I don't know. I've been thinking also, just being as a father of two, it's been a little bit tough to try and get some gaming time. I can't really run away from my responsibilities unless they're both in bed, and I could game with them, but then my son's just like, no, I want to play Astrobot. So I had a little bit of like a cool experience where I was playing something on the Steam Deck and he actually let me be while he played Astrobot on the PS5, and every now and then he would just pass me the controller to do something for him. I do it, give it back to him, and then I just go back to playing. So it's kind of interesting, right? Like I was on the couch and he was just sitting beside me, and I kind of felt like I could finally like game with him around. Eddie's losing his mind behind you, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Can you let me close this fucking door? It's actually Maisie.
Oh, it's Maisie. We are back.
Yeah, my Maisie like hates my dad. So whenever she sees him, she freaks the fuck out. It's so annoying.
Wait, how? Why does she? How bad does she hate your dad?
Dude, like literally, like the only person she sees right away and barks. Like my mom's fine, my sister, like my brother-in-law, like.
Oh yeah, fine. Wedding yesterday. I forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
How's that?
You were also at a wedding too.
I was at a wedding too. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah, my sister got married.
Nice.
Yeah, Asian wedding. I was dying, sweating.
Nice. Is that why you're tired? Did you come home drunk last night?
No, I wasn't drunk. I was like got home at like 12 or something like that, and then I didn't want to sleep right away. And then I was just like,
Clar Obsur.
No, I wish. I did play like for 45 minutes before we started. Yeah. And like one hit, I was like waiting for you, and then I was like just dozing off my chair.
Jeez.
Yeah. It was a good time though. Food was good. How was your wedding? Who was getting married? Was that your sister as well?
No. It was my wife's first cousin's daughter. So my wife's cousin once removed. My wife's first cousin once removed. You're staring at me like what?
Dude, it's too much work.
My wife's dad, his brother, has a son. His son's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we went. Yeah, it was all right. The food was not good, man. The meat over there. I don't know who the heck the chef was. He freaking felt like that cow was 100 years old when they slaughtered it, and it felt like it had a skeletal muscular disease, and it felt like he like overcooked it times 2. It was pretty rough. Yeah.
Well, don't get mad cow disease.
Well, he toasted it. There's no mad cow in there, brother.
Yeah. Just a piece of cardboard.
Yeah. It was a piece of cardboard, and then it's kind of tough when you have kids to try and go out. Yeah. But anyway, we made it. I did go home and play Clair Obsur. We'll get that.
Wow. Okay.
I probably played till like 3 a.m.
Damn. So maybe you're running on less sleep than I am.
Dude, I'm always running on less sleep than you. I'm running on less sleep than probably everybody within 100. And maybe not 100-kilometer radius. That's pushing it. That means all of Calgary. But I'm running on less sleep.
There's the coke heads, man.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the coke heads.
But they have like hacks because they got coke. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
all you have is an energy drink.
That's true. Yeah. That's all I got. These things are so sweet. It's kind of gross.
Very jealous. Is it sugar free at least? Dude, the white monsters for the ones that know.
No, I don't get those sugar-free monsters. I mean, the sugar's bad, okay. But whatever they put in that sweetener, I don't believe that. What was that sweetener they used to use back in like the 50s or 60s that used to like fry everyone? Gave everyone freaking ED? What was it?
It's not aspartame, is it?
No. There was one that was like super bad back in the day. I can't remember it. No, aspartame. Isn't it saccharin or something like that?
Sucrin?
No.
Is there a link between soft drinks and erectile dysfunction?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway, we digress. The Steam Deck, ladies and gentlemen. If you want one, I recommend buying it on the Steam store, on the Steam page. If you're in Canada, don't buy it from another retailer. It's cheaper for some reason on Steam's website, and you get the thing shipped to you in 2-3 days. I bought the middle tier one, so not the cheaper $500 LCD one. but the one on top of that. So there's one for 500 Canadian, and there's one for, I believe, so this one's like basically the price of the Switch 2, and then there's one for like 820. That's the 1 terabyte one. Yeah, this one was like for 670 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try more games on it. I'll try the keyboard and mouse connectivity to the dock. I'll try playing it with a controller, and maybe I'll get into some of these early access games and see what they feel like.
Yeah, they have like refurb models too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and you can do a lot of mods apparently to the Steam Deck. I was like looking at some guy like mod his like storage, and like you can do like the Hall effect triggers as well, or triggers, not joysticks.
Yeah, going back to the like Epic Games Store thing, I haven't even scratched the surface. Like, I know you could get out of the whole Steam OS and go to like a Linux like kind of desktop and go, like, I know you could emulate games on it. Like, I saw someone playing like, you know, not saying that I'm going to pirate anything, but I saw someone playing Tears of the Kingdom or something on it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't scratched the surface. I know there's a lot I could do with this thing that I'm not aware of just yet. So that is the fun segment. We should add like bumpers for like between segments. We should have a bumper for this one. We should. What's the? I could add the bumper from the Rode Unify app. Let's go. Record scratch. There we go. We're into our next segment, folks. So let's talk about the news we had for this week. Kind of a quiet news week, but we'll get right into it. So we had to cut off for a little bit right now because Derwin got a call, but I realized a perfect use case for my Steam Deck. I just proceeded to get on my Steam Deck after you got a call.
Is it pretty quick, like jumping back and forth from standby mode?
Yeah, it has like quick resume, that sort of thing.
Oh, damn. That's nice. You can like You should try and play Blueprints on it. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I would, but I feel like I have more progress on Blueprints on my PlayStation 5. Unless I could like cross progression on the Steam Deck.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't think so, man.
Yeah, not a lot of games have cross progression.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating.
Still waiting for that Balatro cross progression.
But it's still not updated yet.
No, I think it was in the works, but no, he doesn't have. The local thunk hasn't made.
Yeah, hopefully it does come. It's really annoying to start it. I've started it like 1, 2, oh no, just 2 times.
Blueprints or Balatro?
Balatro, because I had to switch.
I think I've started it twice as well.
Yeah, I had to switch from my phone and Android and then to my iPhone. And I had to rebuy it again.
Why?
Because the Android Play Store is different from the App Store.
Oh, yeah. I had it both on my phone and on my PS5, and I was playing on both accounts. I was completely okay with that, but I got so much further ahead on my PS5 that it just really made no sense to keep playing on my phone, so I kind of stopped. The cross progression for that.
Yeah. Honestly, it should have come to mobile first anyways. Like, it's like is clearly meant to be played on a phone, to be honest. In terms of the whole concept of it.
When I bought it, it was already on mobile. I bought it for mobile and for PS5, like intentionally. I wanted to just play both. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I didn't realize I'd get way further ahead on PS5 that I would just not, that I'd just stop on mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, last week we reported on the GTA delay to 2026, May 26, and all the repercussions of that. But after we recorded on Monday, we did record our episode a little bit late last week. It was only a day after, and GTA 6 trailer number 2 dropped. I mean, if you're listening to this right now, you've probably already seen this. If you haven't, go on YouTube, just type in Grand Theft Auto 6 second trailer. I wonder how many views this thing has now. It's a story trailer. It introduces the 2 main protagonists of this game, Jason Duval, I believe his name is, and Lucia, I can't remember her last name, but it gives, we kind of already knew this, it kind of gives us some Bonnie and Clyde vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a quick story trailer, introduces the world. You meet a few other characters like some nightclub owners and some conspiracy theorists. Gives you a vibe of what the Vice City feels and looks like. right now it is sitting at 101 million views on YouTube from the
I thought it'd be
official
more.
Well, yeah, but that's just the one video from the official Rockstar page. So obviously it's reposted on other places, right? Probably IGN reposted it.
Yeah, that's true.
Reposted on PlayStation or whatever. So
yeah, I heard it was like a 50-50 mix of like cutscenes and gameplay.
That's what they're saying. It did feel like more. It did feel like more cutscenes to me. To be honest,
it looked very like one like smooth sort of thing. It didn't really look like gameplay to me.
Yeah, I didn't really see any gameplay, but I think it's the whole like, you know, ever since we got SSDs on consoles, the whole idea of like, you know, you're in the cutscene, but it turns to gameplay right away, right? The transition is smooth. I think that's what they're trying to show here. Transition from cutscene to gameplay being smooth. Wild trailer, man. Apparently captured entirely both cutscenes and gameplay on a PS5. Not a Pro, just a base PS5.
Yeah, it looks really good though.
Yeah. We got no confirmation on a PC. It just says captured on PS5, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, May 26,
What was the time frame between GTA 5 on console to PC? It was like a long time, wasn't it?
Let me check.
Yeah, I saw a joke. I saw a meme about it. It's going to be another like year or two before it comes out on PC or something wild.
It came out a year and a half after it was initially released on. It came out a year and a half after it was initially released on PS3 and Xbox.
And that's a long wait.
Yeah, so I bet you this thing's gonna sell PS5s if it hasn't already. I mean, I did have a buddy I was talking to the other day. He told me he bought a PS5 just for this game, and he's waiting for it to come out. So, yeah, I mean, looks cool. It's gonna be wild. People were freaking out online about all the detail, the bubbles fizzing in the beer, the explosion mechanics, all the I don't know, you know, people are going pretty nuts about it, of course. But I mean, if you haven't seen it, go take a look. It says at nearly 500 million views, Rockstar says GTA 6's new trailer is the biggest video launch of all time. So maybe it's a 500 million views across different repostings of the video.
Yeah,
on the internet.
That makes sense.
Excited for this game?
Yeah, I think the excitement's there. I'm not like a huge GTA person, but I think this is a game you can't really miss.
Yeah. If you're into this medium, you're into this industry, it's like it's a tent pole that like everybody's got to play anyway. But yeah, I agree. I'm not that much of a GTA person. I'm sure it's going to be a great game. I'm sure it's going to be a fun game. But I'm not like melting down because it got delayed till May next year.
Yeah, I'm not crying.
No.
I didn't. Did you see the things that you? I didn't plan on having my baby so I can have pat leave in order to play this game.
Yeah, I plan to have my baby so that I could play this game while on pat leave. Now,
it's wild.
Yeah, that's a while. Yeah. No, I keep seeing the memes where it's like, it's summer 2026. You've just finished watching a Marvel movie. You're going over to your friend's house to watch the FIFA World Cup, and after you guys are both getting on GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty deadly combo.
Pretty deadly combo next time. GTA 6 with the FIFA World Cup. Actually, come to think of it, I'm really, 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 really trying to get tickets for the FIFA World Cup because they are in Canada and the US. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have for gaming that month.
Somebody should track the divorce rates during the month.
Yeah. What do you think about this Bonnie and Clyde situation?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it brings a little bit more balance to the game.
These characters don't look that psychotic. You know, there's a theory online right now that they're saying, based on the trailer, you know, like probably people have already analyzed this like a million times. They're saying they think he's a cop.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like a setup.
Oh.
I could see it as him being a cop, but actually like falling in love with her and then like
and then just going with it.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's legit or not, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, there's that Easter egg for like repairing leaks on the roof as well, like alluding to all the GTA leaks.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like this story's probably going to be good, but it's going to be really weird doing GTA 6 with these protagonists. GTA 6 shit with these protagonists. I can't see myself running over, you know, people with a car in this game.
I know what you wanted to say. You don't have to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, you know what people I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. Whereas I feel like in other like GTA's, like some of the people you play as are just psychos, right?
Yeah,
they're just straight up psychos. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I am happy this is coming out because it means we're one step closer to Red Dead Redemption 3.
Yeah, every single game that's coming out this year can sigh a breath of relief.
Yeah, we're gonna get some release dates here soon. The fall is gonna fill up with GTA. Out of
I'm surprised not everybody like jumped on like release dates the next day. Yeah, it's like
they better
like release date after one.
Ghost of Yote knew, bro. They were like, nah, bro, we don't care.
Yeah, they're like, October. Bring it.
Speaking of release dates, what a perfect segue, Derwin. We got some Death Stranding 2 updates this week, a lot of them. And Hideo Kojima confirmed that GTA 6 actually affected the release date of Death Stranding 2. He said it was originally supposed to come out in September, but they weren't sure, so they moved it up to June. Doesn't mean Death Stranding 2 is getting delayed, but yeah, they had to move it up to get it out of the way of GTA. But the game's gone gold now, so
yeah, it does. Like, you know, the whole setting and stuff, it does really fit more of like a, you know, a spooky season release.
The first one came out in December, if I recall correctly. December of 2019.
But like the whole theme and stuff, it's a little bit more spooky.
The game's gold now, so I think get ready. Don't expect a delay or anything, just because GTA's out of the fall. And apparently journalists and content creators got to go to a preview event at Kojima Productions. And apparently, this is unheard of, they got to play the game for 30 hours. It was a 4-day event at Kojima Productions where they did it, all the journalists and content creators did interviews and got to play the game for 30 hours. So that's a lot of playtime. So if you're interested at all, if you want to go in blind, just go in blind. If you're interested in at all in like watching some of these previews or reading some of these previews, I'm sure they're all over the place. If you just search up Death Stranding 2 preview, I'm sure there's one on IGN and GameSpot and all the media outlets, and probably some YouTubers have some. I did watch Skill Up's. A shout out to Skill Up's video. He had about a 30-minute preview of the game. Death Stranding 2 is getting a special edition controller, PS5 controller. Did you get to take a look at that one?
I did see it. It looks better than the Last of Us one.
Yeah, I still don't think it.
Yeah, it's still nothing like special, but it looks okay to me. It's black, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just another black controller. Some icons on there.
Not one that I'm going to dish out.
Honestly, they could have done some like wild designs.
Yeah,
but they always play it safe.
Simplistic is not bad, but sometimes it's you could have done something better. Okay, what the heck did I just do? Sorry. Okay, so Hideo Kojima did mention that he has a concept for Death Stranding 2, but has said he's not going to make it.
Death Stranding 3, you mean?
Death Stranding 3, which, kind of hit me in the feels, thinking like, oh, dude, we're like getting there. He's 61 years old. He's got OD, which is going to be an Xbox exclusive after this. And after that, he has Fizzant, which is going to be a PS6 exclusive in the foreseeable future. By the time both those games come out, he's probably going to be 70. Let's be honest, with the way video game productions are going and with the way development times are going. But yeah, there's a possibility this is your last Death Stranding if you're a big fan. It's kind of
in
sad,
his life. Yeah. I mean, there might be like people that will take the helm, but
yeah, it's kind of sad, man, when you think about it, how long these games take to develop. We went from annualized releases or whatever, trilogies being wrapped up in one console generation, to now waiting decades to get a game. It's insane. Like, I mean, how many games did Kojima have in the PS2 generation, right? What do you have, like Metal Gear Solid 3?
Rising.
Oh, let me go lock the door. I think he realized they locked him out, but it is what it is, bro. So yeah, like, I don't know. Death Stranding 3. I'll see it when I'm like 45.
Yeah, hopefully he does wrap up like a little bit. Like, hopefully Death Stranding 2 doesn't end in like some sort of cliffhanger.
Probably wouldn't do that if he said this. He probably has like a nice ribbon on top of it that you
Yeah,
know
in
how like
case.
sometimes sometimes you make a game, you put a nice little ribbon on top of it, but there's always a possibility of just taking the ribbon off. And
Yeah.
we got some, and then like continuing on the GTA 6 release stuff. Next, Battlefield, which has been heavily play tested and leaked online, but EA says it feels very good about Battlefield's release now that GTA 6 has been delayed, and they have confirmed that the game is going to come out before March 2026. So within that last quarter of, or when does Q1 start? Wouldn't that Q1 be March 2026? Q1 of 2026 would be March
Yeah,
2026, right?
that would be the end of Q1, right?
So it would be they're saying basically Q4 of 2025 is when they expect this to come out. Full public reveal to take place in the summer. So looking good for that. I'm sure we'll get a release date in the summer. And on a side note, they did say that they have no plans to raise game prices yet, despite others doing so. The others being Nintendo and Xbox, two stories which we've already reported about heavily. So that's maybe one win, one W for EA.
Yeah. But that's probably because they're not selling their games otherwise.
Yeah. They probably just internally decide it's not worth taking the risk of price hiking and losing on some potential sales.
Yeah. Just in side news in terms of deals, Shadows is already on sale for $13 off.
Shadows.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay. Is it actually?
Yep.
Nice.
On their website, use I think code Legends or something like that, and it's $13 off anything that's over $26. So that includes Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to Battlefield 2020, whatever it's going to be called?
I think this is probably going to be their best one yet. Like with the amount of resources that they've sunk into it.
2042 was supposed to be their best one. I don't know.
I mean, this one has a lot more play testing too, right? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited to get back into Battlefield. I'm more of a Battlefield guy over a COD guy anyway, so it's been a minute. Marathon and Battlefield, new Battlefield games of the year, 26.
No way. Mine still stands unchanged as of right now.
Do you think we'll get a Marvel's Blade release date this year?
You know my thoughts on this. It's gonna be a no from me, sir.
Next year, maybe 2026. 2026, we're gonna get Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Blade. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good gaming year. Sticking with the rising costs that we have been dealing with and been talking about, U.S. Trade Organization warns video game consoles could cost U.S. players 69% more under current Trump tariff proposals. This is from GamesIndustry.biz. Consumer Technology Association has updated January 2025 report estimating the cost of importing tech goods to the U.S. could rise anywhere between 24 to 69.4%, with the latter figure expected for video game consoles if Trump administration tariffs progress as planned. The keynote here is the 69% specifically.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we kind of already knew this.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo kept their price the same because they were just like, okay, let's get past the initial release of the console and get as many through the door before it gets tariffed. And they're ready for a price hike. And probably Xbox just was like, well, we might as well get ahead of it. And they raised their console.
You never know, though. I think, what is it? This week, US and UK had figured out a trade agreement, and apparently China's still on the table.
Yeah, I think they've been talking with China. Yeah. Trump is very hard to predict. I don't know. I don't even know what his motivating driving factor is. It's strange. Like, even aside from the tariff stuff, like global international politics, like Trump, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. Like, I mean, like he recently signed a deal with the Houthis. And it's like, yeah, we're going to stop bombing each other. They both signed a deal with each other, and they didn't, involve Israel in the talk. And he's apparently talking with Iran directly about nuclear weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's like,
he apparently was talking with Pakistan and India over this. Yeah, so he's kind of all over the place. Like you have no way of predicting. It's almost
like
have
to roll with it and see what comes out. I think.
Yeah,
right?
See what the best deal you could get out of it. So yeah, I mean, Listen, maybe nothing gets tariffed and nothing goes up because tariffs. I still think stuff's going to go up because of inflation, because of the economy we currently live in. I think your Switch 2 is going to eventually go up. We saw these price hikes on PlayStation before and this price hike recently on Xbox. If you're like, I don't know, me and you both kind of follow prices of stuff pretty regularly. Like I'm pretty in tune with this kind of thing. I just don't think, if you think you're going to get a deal down the road, I just don't think that's possible. I don't think it's likely. Maybe one holiday season, you might get a bundle with a game that'll cost the same as the console without a game. But like, I just don't think. Like, I think Switch 2 right now, the Mario bundle, we've already reported the Mario Kart bundle is going to go away. And if you want Mario Kart, you're going to have to dish out that 110 Canadian dollars for it, you know.
Yeah. I think the only reason why you wouldn't want to buy a Switch 2 at launch is one, if you don't have the money for it, or two, if you really want to wait for an updated console, like with an OLED screen.
Like an OLED screen.
Yeah. And if you're okay with playing like your Switch 1 games until then, right?
Yeah, but then who knows? Like, when did the OLED come out for the Switch? That was 4 years.
That was near the end of the console generation.
You know, actually,
what is it, 2 years ago?
I don't think it was during. I think it was like literally midway through.
Is it midway? It feels like I just got mine not that long ago.
It came out in 2017. The console, and I feel like the OLED came out in 2021. So that would put it like halfway through. Oh, look at that. I'm right.
Yeah.
So 2017 March for the original, and then 2021 October for the OLED. 4 years after.
Dude, it literally feels like I just got it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no. It's been a minute, brother. You're getting on 4 years as well with that.
I can tell you I did not play 4 years worth of games on that thing.
On that thing?
Maybe that's why it doesn't feel like it's like 2 years. Like, I feel like I had my PS5 way longer than my Switch OLED.
Yeah, they would have been only a year apart.
Yeah, I feel like I have like way more years on my PS5.
I feel like I have no years on my PS5. I still feel like the PS5 came out the other day. It's so weird. I don't feel like it's as old as it is right now. 5 years, we're well past the halfway point. Well, we're not at 5 years. We're at 4.5, but we're still probably past the halfway point. You know, it does feel like, I feel like it was just the other day I was playing Miles Morales and Demon's Souls.
Wow.
It's weird, bro. Everything is just a blur, man. Everything, ever since I got out of university, like the years all just kind of blend with each other and they don't really feel like distinct enough that, you know, it's weird. They're still expecting record-breaking Switch 2 launch. That's what I'm seeing online everywhere. Everyone's reporting that it's going to outsell the original Switch and the PS5 at launch, and then potentially the PS2. All predictions have that this thing's it's gonna blow every console out of the water. They're thinking 15 million sales for the next fiscal year, which is
crazy.
Insane. I mean, it seems like there's higher availability for this thing, right? PS4 and PS5 sold 7.5 million units in their first year, but remember they had stock issues, both of those consoles,
big stock issues.
PS5. So this thing, we already talked about how easy it was to actually eventually get one. But they have also confirmed that the post-launch price may rise if the tariff situation worsens. So again, going back to that thing.
Yeah. Buy now or just wait. OLED.
So got a lot of legal news to talk about this week. One thing that me and you never talked about, because we started this podcast way after it kind of all got sorted out, is the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition, which felt like it was the biggest news story for like 2 years running. It was almost like every week we got some
it
news.
was like a will they, won't they?
Will they, won't they? It's going to go through. It's going to get passed. It's going to get blocked.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And then seeing the numbers in
the
acquisition
leaks.
too.
Yeah. So the acquisition, I believe, happened, was it like mid last year? It went through?
I think so.
It was mid last year when it really went through. Or was it mid the year before?
Acquisition date. It was October 13th, 2023.
That's when they finally got signed.
Yeah, it was completed at that point, and then it started in early 2022. So yeah.
Okay.
About a year and a half.
Anyway, the FTC said, which is the Federal Trade Commission, they said they were going to actually challenge the court's decision. And recently we got news that the U.S. Appeal Court threw out the challenge against Microsoft for the $8.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. So I think we could say that might finally settle it. That's maybe the last story we'll hear about this thing, because
I wouldn't say that. You never know. What if Microsoft decides to sell it again?
That's a good point.
Yes.
Nintendo has updated their
end user license agreement.
And there's two notable little clauses in there. One of them is a anti-arbitration clause, which basically says you can't sue us.
Yeah. Scumbag.
So the king of suing, puts in some guarantees that they themselves are not going to get sued. And they also reserve the right to brick your Switch if you basically do anything they don't want you to do with it, like jailbreak it or.
So whatever. There was I think there's two parts to this. I think it was they can ban your console, which they already do if you're using a dumped ROM or whatever. They can ban you from online access and from updating your console and stuff like that. And then I think the second part to this is that if you are playing those things and then you brick your Switch, then they will not help you fix it, and they will not fix it at all. So you'd be out of warranty kind of deal, which is something that you should know.
This seems like they have the capability of bricking it remotely.
Well, they have the ability to ban you anyways. So that effectively makes your Switch pretty useless, especially for new games that come out, and sometimes they have to connect to the internet to update.
To download game cards, baby.
So it would essentially brick your Switch, right? Because then you'd be stuck only playing older games prior to that ban. That basically
point in time,
yeah.
Nintendo doing Nintendo things. And speaking of Nintendo, Palworld has confirmed disappointing game changes forced by the Pokemon lawsuit. So it looks like Nintendo had their way a little bit there. And they're patching out a few features in the game. I didn't look too much into this. I'm not really a Palworld guy, but I think the whole it was a lot of the Pokeball thingy.
Yeah, no longer using capsules, and then they're no longer letting you show a character that you're how in Arceus you're kind of gliding with a Pokemon. So the same thing, but in Palworld, you used to be able to I guess ride your pals. Pokemon. Yeah, so they're getting rid of that mechanic as well, which I think is so BS.
Yeah, it's 3 different patents. There was something else here too. Yeah, summon pals via pal spheres due to legal action. Summon pals by throwing pal spheres. Yeah. Anyway, listen here. I hate Nintendo and all their legal, action BS. But Palworld is a copycat. Let's be honest. Let's be quite frank. That thing is, unashamedly a copycat. It's so obnoxious. It's insane. We got one more little legal story to talk about this week. Bungie, just backstory. Destiny 2 has, over the course of its lifetime, taken content off from the game. Where previous updates and previous weapons and previous actual game content no longer exists and is not accessible to new players. I haven't played Destiny 2, so I do not know to what extent this is and how it works. Are all the expansions available or only some of them? I think some of the expansions you can't play anymore. Anyway, this practice of theirs has hampered their ability during a legal battle over over a copyright lawsuit. This is from Games Industry Biz. Bungie has motioned to dismiss Destiny 2 copyright lawsuit denied over vaulted campaign storyline. Wiki pages and videos are not acceptable as evidence by the Eastern District of Louisiana court. So basically, the courts are saying, dude, okay, show us the part of the game that this is, not going too deep into exactly who's suing what the story's about. The plaintiff, Matthew Kelsey Martineau, previously alleged that Destiny 2's campaign storylines, the Red Water and Course of the Oasis, copied protected elements of his own published work including faction and character details that were published on WordPress in 2013 and 2014. Yeah, so it looks like it's not Bungie that's suing. It's like this guy that's suing Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
But the courts asked them to prove some evidence, and they haven't been able to because
those mechanics don't exist
because
anymore.
the actual thing doesn't exist because they took it off. So crazy. Anyway, if you are interested into that, if you're interested in the legal jargon and mumbo jumbo, I'd check that article out on gamesindustry.biz. So let's get into some new games and announcements that we got this week. We have a new studio from Sony, Team LFG, which includes Bungie, Fortnite, and Roblox veterans. You know what that means, Derwin.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? They have not given up on live service.
This is like the condensation of all of the live service pros to try and make something.
They are doubling down, go big or go home. You can't end on a loss. These guys are very good gamblers. So Team LFG is the latest developer to join Sony Studios, according to Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group, CEO Herman Holst. And it seems like this was like a Bungie spinoff. I think this might be the Bungie team that's working on Gummy Bears, to be honest with you, which is that like it's some type of MOBA. That's why they mention here the team's first game is described as a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. What is a frog-type game? I don't know.
I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that term.
Frogger? Yeah, so this is from the PS blog. I think it doesn't say here in the article or on the PS blog, but I think this is the team that was working on the rumored game Gummy Bears, which was originally a Bungie game and then being worked on by a smaller team within Bungie. And now it looks like they've just spun off into their own studio while Bungie works on Marathon. What, are you Googling frog type games?
Yeah, that's exactly what I've never heard of the term before. And it doesn't seem like the internet knows either. Like, is this just Frogger?
Anyway,
okay, a frog type game refers to a game that incorporates frogs as a central. This is not true.
Frogs as a what?
No way. Okay, so a game that incorporates frogs as a central theme, character, or gameplay element.
Is that just AI?
This is AI overview. Do not ask me, dude. What is this?
Anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you think it seems like I just want to understand how much more money there is in live service compared to just releasing a AAA single player game, fully packaged, take 4 years to develop it, one shot, move on to the next one. Like, what is the financial, carrot on the stick that's forcing these publishers to keep chasing this, even after a saturated market, even after failure after failure? Like Concord was an absolute mess. We still don't have that Haven Studios game, Fair Games, or whatever it's called. Everything else they've either released first party or third party for live service. There are like third party games that they've published for live service. Don't seem to have hit except for Helldivers 2. That's the only success story. We had the Concord debacle. Word on the street. I know I'm excited for this game, but word on the street is kind of everybody's got cold feet for Marathon. I don't know how much of a hit that's going to be. Even Destiny teams, half of them have been laid off and they're no longer doing full-on expansions. So, look, what's the temperature check? Where are we at? Like, do these people actually think they're going to get the Fortnite or get the Apex Legends or get the
Valorant?
Yeah. Like, even EA was apparently reporting that they're expecting their Apex Legend revenue to drop significantly this year. Even that might be less of an appeal.
But I think that's what, is pushing these companies forward, because there's always a new next best thing, right? So like if you're the next big Fortnite, you make that money back as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And you go to the next one and then your next one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tight market. And there are some multiplayer games that could break through and have a good, healthy kind of concurrent player user base. But a lot of those teams are like smaller. and they can handle this smaller revenue. When you have a Concord with 150 employees working on it for 7 years, you need to hit big, right? And I don't know. And recently, their choice has been to not release these free to play. Marathon is probably going to be a $50 game. Helldivers 2 was a $50 game. Concord was a $50 game. So it's interesting. Anyway, not really the announcement I wanted to hear. I'm okay with more single player games from Sony. That's what we really want. That's their bread and butter. But obviously, it's not making them enough money. Images of Xbox and Asus's new handheld have leaked online. Did you take a look at this? It kind of
I did take a look at it. I don't know. I don't think it looks like a very pretty console by any means.
I don't even know if it looks real.
Yeah.
It looks kind of gross. It does kind of look like a ROG Ally.
It does. And I mean, it probably took a lot of design choices from it.
And then this leaked photo, why is the black one look so dusty?
Yeah, it looks like these people have just handed it to like a classroom full of like 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then they decided to take pictures of it after.
It looks dusty, man. They both look gross.
Yeah.
This thing's rumored to come out this fall, so I'm curious for how much, what the price tag is going to be. But I bet you we'll hear something in June at the Xbox showcase.
The thumbstick locations look better than the Steam Deck ones.
Yeah, it's in the Xbox thumbstick location.
It looks more like a traditional controller.
I was looking forward to this one, but not anymore. I think now that I got a Steam Deck,
yeah, like come on, where's the Xbox like design language? Where's that green and where's that like nice matte black?
I still don't think this is a final product.
No,
I think this is a prototype
for fall. So what is it? We're basically like what, 4 months away, 5 months away.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind this might be an old photo or old prototype that they're just saying leaked now, but where they're actually at in the development process, it could look completely different.
They must be like very close to basically like production.
I agree, but I'm just saying what you see in the photos right now might be an old photo, not what they're actually producing right now.
Gotcha.
The leak of an old photo. Because there is no Xbox logo or anything. How is this even Xbox branded?
Yeah, right? I also didn't. I was trying to look for an Xbox logo. I didn't see that either.
The only thing I see is that the Y, X, A, B buttons in the Xbox colors. Green for A, X blue, Y is yellow, and B is red. That's it. Anyways, Hogwarts Legacy Switch 2 resolution has been confirmed along with DLSS support and other features. And this is now the second game that's confirmed to be using DLSS after Cyberpunk 2077. The game will no longer have loading screens during open world sections, which I can't remember if it did on PS5 or not. So, like, what does that mean? Like, how good are they saying this thing's gonna run? Yeah. So,
yeah, I was reading a Reddit post saying that somebody who went to one of those experiences thought that Legacy ran the worst out of the games that were coming out for the Switch 2.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're into the Switch 2 and you haven't played Hogwarts Legacy yet, good luck.
Yeah.
Now, I probably wouldn't play it on that, but I'm really curious to see how these games work with the frame gen.
Yeah. Like some games are optimized well for it, some aren't, so it might be like it might come out and then you might have like a bunch of bugs or patches to fix it, right?
Yeah, I imagine. And it's a game key card.
Mm-hmm.
Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, unlike Cyberpunk, which is the full game on the card. Which I think Cyberpunk and I think there was one more game are the only confirmed third-party games that are not virtual game cards or game key cards on the Switch 2. Every other third-party game seems to be that. I heard it had something to do with these Nintendo cartridges being of specific sizes, like 8 and like 50 and like 100 gigs. So people whose games are like 16 gigs, they don't want to go and pay for the 50 gig cartridge. So they just get the 8 one and put the virtual game on it.
Oh, okay. And
I heard that's what's happening a lot, yeah.
That would make sense. Like a developer's going to choose the cheapest option, right?
The biggest release from this week
It's not out yet, right? I thought it was
It's not out. It's out on Thursday the 15th. But it is out in early access. Like if you pay the extra money, you get to play early. I believe on Tuesday or Monday. But its reviews dropped on the last week, Thursday. I believe the 8th or something. That is Doom the Dark Ages, sitting at a comfortable 85 on Metacritic. So looking good. Looking good. I wonder what it's out on OpenCritic. 86 on OpenCritic. So I really was gonna play this one when it came out, but I don't know, man. Like, do I drop Clair? Like, I'm
no. You gotta finish the game, dude.
Yeah, I really am loving Clair. So
yeah, there's still nothing that will replace it. Like I said, once I finish Clair, then I'll probably jump back to Ghost again, and then play that until like another game catches my eye. And I don't think it's Doom for me.
I mean, Doom's catching my eye for sure, but the next game after that would be Elden Ring Night Rain. Like, I got to finish Clair before Elden Ring Night Rain, which is the end of the month, and then I got to finish Clair before the Switch too.
Mine's probably going to be Mario Kart World. I'm probably going to try and commit and like play around with it. It is an expensive game, so I might as well get my money's worth out of it.
We got a Mafia: The Old Country release date, a second trailer, a story trailer, and it has a $50 price point confirmed, which in Canada they're selling for $70. So it is a slight budget game, not a full budget. I watched the trailer. The release date is August 8th. I am looking forward to this game. I've been looking forward to it since they showed it. This is my type of stuff. This is
honestly like the games that kind of come under like that $100 price point now are like the ones that are kind of catching my eye, because it's like a full-fledged game. It's cheaper. The production value is probably going to be there. So like, do I really need to play this $100 game if I can get one that's pretty comparable for 50? I mean, I guess it depends on the title, but like, it's not like Mafia: The Old Country looks bad, right?
I've been hearing what you're saying. What you're saying has been reverberating across the internet. There's like people are saying, well, Split Fiction is a $50 USD game. Clar Obsur is a $50 USD game. Blueprints is I don't know how much. They're saying some of the best games that have come out this year so far are all technically budget titles or AA titles or whatever you want to call them. And some of the bigger AAAs for full price, they haven't really hit, or they've missed the mark. So what you're saying is kind of being discussed on the internet, where it seems like some of these games, like some of these big studios, they got to figure something out. Because like, if a team of 30 people like Sandfall Interactive could make Clair Obscur, something's terribly wrong with the way you're managing the company. Yeah, I don't know. This game, are you gonna hop into Mafia?
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but like for $50, and if the reviews are like half decent. Because I don't know if you remember, like when we first saw this announcement, I was like, whatever, I don't really care for it. But like, it's $50.
It looks really good, and it feels like a really like almost a PS3 gamey game, like in all the good ways. It feels like like it take me back to like the Uncharted days, take me back to like the Tomb Raider days. Like it just, you just walk around, you take cover, you shoot, you gun people, the story moves on. There's people complaining that it's linear online. I do not care that it's linear. I actually prefer that it's linear over open world. That's appealing to me as a person who does not have 150 hours to kill in a game. If this is $20, if this is 20 hours for 50 USD, I'm in, right?
Yeah. Like if the story is like compelling to me, then for sure I'll be in.
And it doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I am really looking forward to Mafia: The Old Country. A non-VR version of Alien Rogue Incursion is coming out to PS5 and Steam. So if you are a fan of Alien and you saw that game come out back in December, the PSVR 2 only game, you have a chance now to get to play it on a flat screen. And it is a part 1. We didn't know this when it came out, but it turns out ends on a cliffhanger. It's like a part 1 of a 2-part series. Street Fighter's co-creator is making a boxing game with Ring Magazine. Did you see this?
What? I did not see this. What?
Like if you click on the link, yeah.
Okay.
Takashi Nishiyama and Dimps are creating a boxing game featuring original characters. So it's like, it's not licensed characters.
Yeah. So is this going to be like a WWE type of, or no, not like where it's kind of like in a ring and then it's more 3D? Because Street Fighter is a 2D boxer, right?
Yeah, I imagine it's probably going to be a 3D boxing game.
Or 2D fighting, yeah.
I can't imagine a 2D boxing game. Yeah. But yeah, he directed the original Street Fighter, Fatal Fury, produced games such as King of Fighters, Metal Slug, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Soul Calibur 4 or 6. So it seems like what is this Dimps? Dimps was formed in 2000 and has been involved in many game series. I think this has something to do with
That's the
Saudi
studio
Arabia.
that Takashi Nishima started, I assume? Yeah.
No,
Across
Ring
Capcom,
and
SNK,
developer
and
Dimps.
his studio Dimps. Yeah.
This has something to do with Saudi Arabia. If you look at the picture, if you click on the link, the Turki bin Salman is standing in the back of this like signing of a contract. He's like the basically, or no, Turki al Sheikh, not Turki bin Salman. He's like the guy who's always at every sporting event in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, Ring Magazine was founded in 1922. Saudi royal court member, chairman of the Islamic Solidarity Sports Federation. Turki al Sheikh bought the magazine in November 2024 for 10 million, and Al Sheikh's helm, Saudi Arabia has hosted a series of high-profile boxing fights. That's true. He's always at every event.
So this is kind of next like leap into the boxing world by creating a boxing game.
And then he's like merging there's like a big kind of fan following for anime and for video games in Saudi Arabia. So merging the two together. Cuphead's developer Studio MDHR is hiring for a new game. I am excited to hear this. If you don't know, I am a huge Cuphead fan. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Very difficult game. Like one of my prides is saying that I actually got through this game and beat it to the end, including the DLC. The DLC came out the same week my eldest son was born, and I remember playing this like in the hospital, playing this when we got back from home, like holding him in my arms and beating the DLC while he was about like a few days old. So I really love this studio and what they did with Cuphead. So I am excited to see what they're cooking next. Even though that DLC took forever to come out. We got some sales updates. PS5's 3 best-selling digital games in April 2025 were all Microsoft titles. This article is a little bit misleading because, one of these 3 titles is Minecraft, but the other 2 are Forza Horizon 5 and Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Interesting enough, Indiana Jones is not even on the top 10 for USA.
I was gonna say like, where's Indiana Jones in that?
Yeah, it's not top 10 for USA and Canada, and it's number 8 in Europe. So interesting that it's not.
We still both haven't played Indiana Jones, even though we're interested in it.
No, yeah. And on that note, Oblivion is actually the 3rd best-selling game of the year so far. Which is crazy. Shadow dropped a remaster of a 2005 game, but that goes to show how much the fandom behind how strong the fan base behind the Elder Scrolls games really is, even after this 10-year plus drought waiting for a new game. Can you guess what the other 2 games are?
For best-selling game of the year? So, I don't know. Let's see what other ones. Split Fiction, for sure, right? Not even?
Nope.
What else came out?
But our next story is Split Fiction has sold 4 million copies to date. And it's hugely successful.
Let me take a look at that release schedule real quick. What would have sold so well?
Come on, man. It's easy.
Call of Duty?
No.
It's not on there?
It's probably sold more than any of those other games, but I think they're talking about the best-selling game that's come out this year.
That's come out this year specifically.
Yeah. That's what it means. Call of Duty, I bet you, has still outsold all 4 of those
probably
games.
Still did.
While you're thinking,
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter is number 1.
Yes. Let's see what else done it. The Last of Us. Just kidding.
You have mentioned it today in the show.
Clair Obscur?
No.
You
mentioned it at one point in time early in the show.
God, dude, I can't remember. Blueprints?
No.
What else did we talk about? Man, I don't even remember what we talked about an hour ago.
Oh, jeez. He's cooked. You give up?
Yeah, tell me.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Really? I think I just wrote off Assassin's Creed Shadows because it's already on sale.
No, I think it already came out that it was selling pretty good.
But
yeah, Split Fiction has sold 4 million copies. They're saying it's en route to beat It Takes Two, which is kind of crazy because It Takes Two is like one of the most selling games of all time. If you look at the list of 100, I think it's on there somewhere. It has like 27 million copies sold or something like that. So
wow.
I don't know. That seems kind of crazy. But yeah. And Clar Obsur has sold 2 million in 12 days. Like, obviously, this doesn't include people who are playing on the Game Pass subscription, which I imagine is a significant portion of the player base. But yeah, 2 million for Clar Obsur.
Yeah, and it's hard to get a copy.
Oof. I saw, I think Walmart was getting them again, or Amazon was getting them for PS5.
But their pre-order dates, expect delivery is June.
June
10th or something like that.
Yeah. Last little tidbit we have here is Elden Ring was so successful last year because of the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion that Kadokawa still expects a 60% profit decline this year, despite Elden Ring Night Rain and the Switch 2 port coming out. That's how much money the thing made for them last year, that they're like, oh,
it's crazy.
They're already forecasting that they're going to make 60% less, which
net revenue, right? That's crazy.
I do have one little thing that I kind of wanted to share with the listeners. There's a article on Eurogamer that I really liked. It's kind of like an editorial piece. GTA 6 delay won't mean the games industry is in trouble. - it's already dead. So it's medium-sized read, but that's it for this week, man. It was kind of tough putting these show notes together. I did feel like there wasn't anything insane. It was the trailer really for the GTA, but it would have been nice
I think that was the big one. The other big one that really stood out to me was just Nintendo being their true scumbag selves again when it comes to suing people and trying to make sure that their stuff is locked and then locked and then locked again in 3 boxes.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see with the Sony team, this new.
I'm not even interested.
Well, I'm interested from a business perspective, what the heck they have cooking.
Yeah. In terms of a video game thing, I saw the headline for that and I didn't even want to click into it. Yeah. I was like, this is so dumb.
For some reason, my gut, if you told me, hey, Sony's opening a new studio, my gut would have been, oh my God, another live service. Yeah, anyway. That's it for this week. Let's get into the games we have been playing. Let's hit the bumper. That's not the bumper.
What kind of bumper is that?
Okay, man. Clair Obsur, Expedition 33. Both of us are still playing. That's really the only game I've been playing, except for one more that I've been playing on the Steam Deck. I honestly, I'd rather just save my full thoughts for later until I beat the game, because I already talked about it last week, and I don't want to regurgitate everything I've said. If you want to hear my initial impressions, I would hop onto that episode, and I believe your initial impressions were on the episode before that.
Yeah, I'm still in love with it. Why don't we just do a current state, where we're at, and then just how we're still feeling? Yeah. My thoughts haven't changed. This is still one of the best games I played this year. I'm currently finally
Don't spoil the location, dude. It's a spoiler.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, dude. It's a spoiler. Don't put it on their show. It's a spoiler. It's dead serious a spoiler for some people. Some people are sensitive to that.
That's insane.
Yes, it's a bro. If somebody hasn't even played the game, they don't even know what you're talking about. So
I've hit the number 33. How about that?
That's still a spoiler.
No, it's not. It's literally on the title of the game.
It's a spoiler. It's a spoiler. It's a spoiler. Because if what you told me today, if you didn't tell me what you told me today, I would have thought that would have been the end. So it is kind of like a spoiler in that's not.
Well, I don't know if it's the end. I'm just telling you that's where I'm at.
You have like an hour left in the game and you have no idea.
No, I don't. I honestly don't think I do. Because it's a 30-hour game and I'm not 30 hours yet.
I've been hearing different mixed, like how long to beat. I'm curious. I've been hearing like different.
I've heard it's 30. It's like a 30-hour campaign.
Yeah, I hear like some people say it's like 20. Okay,
I'm not like, there yet though.
I'm
not even. I don't think I'm even 20 hours in.
On how long to beat, it's saying it's 26 and a half hours. Yeah, I don't believe this completionist number 60.5. I feel like there's way more to do than that. Yeah, I'm at the point. I try to avoid a spoiler, but I'm at the point where I have acquired the 4th team party member. So, and I'm a little bit just past that. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving the combat. Although I won't lie, I do not understand how she works.
Which, the new character?
The 4th party. I don't. I'm just pressing buttons.
She's one of my favorite characters.
My favorite character is the 3rd character right now.
Without interesting.
Spoilers as to who she is for the listeners. I think she's broken.
Yeah,
she is my DPS. Like, she does most of my damage. The 2nd character, I'm using really as like a support.
Yeah, she's developed as a support. You can tell.
As a support healing character. Yeah, the 3rd character is where I do the bulk of my damage. I'm always setting up everything for her.
Yeah, she's very fun to play and like apparently the most broken. And then just the 4th character though for me, like I loved the design. I love her. Like once you actually like understand how she works, I'm like, I love it.
Maybe I need to talk to you offline. I don't understand her mechanics. I cannot figure out how to. I did have like a weird glimpse of like, oh wow, maybe I did the right thing where I like I was fighting an optional side boss that I like decimated on one turn just because I set up like the right things for her and it was all on accident. But yeah, I don't know. I just have not been able to like get an idea on exactly what she's doing and how I should like when I should do what action to get the right thing. I feel like I need to read it better.
Yeah. I find right now with this game though, I just feel like I'm still trying to like unlock all the additional skills and find all the additional skills that I'm like not even like building up a certain type of strategy with my team. I'm just trying to like equip the most weird like pictos just so I can play with them the 4 times so that you can unlock them. And
I've been doing that too.
Yeah, and honestly I've just been like throwing my skill points anywhere. So like
me too.
I think once I get to a point where it's kind of harder, or maybe I don't know if it does get harder, or maybe if I want to like actually like do the end game content, then I'll probably have to like look at everything and respec like how I want to actually play. But like right now I'm just kind of like messing around and just trying to equip everything and like try and play. Try and play around.
Have you re-rolled at all? Have you re-rolled your skills at all?
I have like I think 15 of the re-roll things, and I'm like, I don't want to re-roll. This is too much work. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Some of those skills cost a lot later on too, so it's like you're just collecting all these skill points, but you don't use them.
I find that the skill tree is like kind of hard to unlock for some of the characters.
Once you get later, yeah.
I
feel like Gustav, especially, it's harder to unlock for him. I feel like some of his points, I don't know why they're like all.
I think Lune is actually really annoying because hers is like 2, and then 4, and then 6, and then 8, and then 10. Like it's so many points on just like one side of it, because there's like the healing side, and then she's like an elemental as well. So like she's got like fire, and then she's also got like lightning, and then earth. I'm like, dude, how many spells do you have?
She has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like only being able to equip 6, I'm like, man, like is she DPS? Is she healing? Like I kind of want her to do like two things. It's annoying.
I feel like I've gotten to the point where it's getting pretty tight with, like, especially Lune's. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like torn between which one to pick.
Yeah. And then like, I feel like if you're only using one elemental, then you kind of lose out on her other stuff, because like there's the synergy ones where you like, if you get one of each element, then she can use like a special attack.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it does because like I don't have some of the skills unlocked. So like I can't speak to it. But I feel like there's alternate ways to play her than just like healing, obviously.
I think you have to switch her up depending on what the enemy weaknesses are in that environment.
Yeah. And I really hate that too, because I'm like, oh man, like I want a team that can like, I don't want to like do that much management. I just like want a team that can like fight a variety of things, you know?
I feel like I'm doing a lot of menu management. I feel like I'm getting skill points and like stuff like every few battles. Every time I get to a checkpoint, I'm like, oh, I got to reallocate my
your abilities and stuff.
My abilities or skill points or whatever. Upgrade. Let me see the new item I got. Yeah, there's some pretty tough optional side bosses in this game. And on hard difficulty, there's been some pretty cutthroat fights. I fought somebody the other day with one hit. He'll do like combos, like 3, 4, 5 swings.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
He was like random. He was in the overworld actually. Yeah. Yeah, I saw. I ran a. Yeah, he was one-shotting my whole team. I still beat him though, like because I'm a crazy. But yeah, on hard he was one-shotting my whole team.
Yeah, even if you miss one of the parries or the dodges, like game
You're
over.
Done. Yeah, game over. I'm fighting an enemy right now that does like an unblockable attack, which I haven't seen before, and I can't seem to dodge it either, so I don't really know what to do.
Blockable.
I think he's like building something up to where the point is if you don't beat him before he builds up, he
kills you. Gotcha. So you have to like beat him before he reaches like his ultimate attack. Yeah, that's like another like type of boss. Sometimes you deal with RTS.
Yeah.
Or not RTS, turn-based.
I think I've dealt with that in there was like a boss like that in Final Fantasy, either 16 or 7 Rebirth. Can't remember. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's an amazing game. I love the vibe. I love the atmosphere. I love the characters. I love the dialogue. It's not BS.
Yeah. Dude, I love the camp cutscenes where you like learn a little bit more about each of your teammates. Like, very invested.
Yeah.
Everyone deals with like something, like a type of loss, obviously.
Who's your favorite character so far?
Still the fourth one. Like, just I love her playstyle, love her design. Her story's very sad too.
Yeah, I think Mayal's kind of my favorite right now.
Yeah, Mayal's the most mysterious one for sure. Yeah, like there's clearly more to do with like the story with her.
With her, yeah.
Yeah.
Than any of the other characters.
Yeah, Lune's pretty cool too. She's like the science whiz.
Yeah. That's racist because she's Asian, so they made her the
Dude, the amount of thirst traps because she doesn't wear shoes.
But the Kojima did that, you know?
Yeah.
Kojima is the one who talked to them and he said, yo, can we get this chick in this game, but we can't wear shoes? Any moving around in the world, I do her. Because she doesn't run,
so
she floats.
Fast. Yeah.
She just floats in the air, so she's like fast. Like the traversal is way better with her. I don't even touch like any of the other characters.
Yeah. There some of them are just like like watching them run, I'm like, dude, like I don't want to see so much like movement in my screen. Let me switch to Lune and just let her like float everywhere.
I changed some of the settings last night. I realized there's like by default they have a film grain and a vigente or whatever the word is and a chromatic aberration. Vignette. Vigente.
Vignette.
I've heard that word out. Yeah, vignette. Holy smokes. Vignette. Vignette. Yeah. Vignette, chromatic aberration, I think is the word, and a film grain. I took all 3 of those settings off, and I feel like the game looks better.
Does it? I don't mind it. I think it looks more like a painting if you like leave them on.
Yeah, but I didn't like that look. It just kind of felt like where there's just like this weird like haze coming out of the screen.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Are you getting good at parrying?
Dude, am I getting good at parrying? I'm getting okay at parrying.
I feel like I'm the king. Dude, I parry everything. I don't even dodge.
You don't even dodge. Damn.
I'll dodge if an enemy has a set of attacks that I really cannot figure out the timing and I'm frustrated, I'll just start dodging it. Or if I'm really close to like winning a fight that I've been like struggling to win, I'll go dodge just to play safe. But parry all the way. Parry all the way.
Yeah.
That's
Clair maybe Obscur, you're just better at this game than I am.
Oh, maybe I'm the king.
Yeah, maybe you are.
Do you got anything else to talk about, Clair Obscur?
I don't think so. I haven't played anything else. I only put in an hour into Clar Obsur. This week has been so like I've just been toast.
Yeah. I've been playing one other game. It is a new release that came out in the beginning of May. An indie game, of course, and that is the game I'm playing on my Steam Deck. It is called Despelote. It is a kind of a slice of life first person game in this like interesting world where you are a kid in Ecuador in 2001 when they were making their World Cup qualification run, and you just kind of live out vibes. Like the different chapters are like you just get like a feeling of what the country's like at the time, and the gameplay is really just like kicking a soccer ball around. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, and then you just you interact with the world. You talk to like some of the kids, your parents. You just get an idea of what the country is like at the time. It's supposed to be going through like a financial crisis as well. The government got on the US dollar to try and like fix hyperinflation. That didn't solve the problem, and like, bunch of businesses went bankrupt and people couldn't pull their money out of the bank. So yeah, that's what I'm playing right now, Despelote. It's a short, like 2 or 3 hour game, but it got pretty decent reviews at the start of the when the review embargo dropped. Yeah, I really like it so far, and I am kind of a soccer guy. So it is kind of for me. It's been on my radar for a little while. It's like, I think I bought it for like $17 on Steam.
Nice.
And I think it's like 17 on the PlayStation Store. It seems like it's on everything except for Switch, Series XS, Microsoft Windows. It's on PS4 and Xbox One as well. Yeah. So that's Despelote, Despelote.
Would you recommend it to everybody, or is it very like niche?
I wouldn't say I'd recommend it to everyone. That's kind of tough to say, just because it is kind of like, it is really heavily indie, and if you're not really into soccer, it might be tough to like, get that feeling. And it is lighter on the gameplay as well. So, but it's only apparently 2 hours long, 2 or 3 hours long. So it's not a big time commitment. That's it for this week. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No.
Quiet week. Get back to playing some Clar Obsur.
I hope so. I really want to finish this game soon.
Yeah, I want to get back.
I just want to know what happens.
It does have that like carrot on a stick thing where it's like you just want to keep going forward and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Like, why did this happen? And like, what's going on? Yeah.
Anyways, keep on gaming, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the Slow Run Cast on Instagram, and listen to us wherever you get your podcast, the Slow Run Cast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Do we got anything crazy going on? I don't know. Next week probably is going to be another quiet week. Depends, actually. You never know.
You never know.
But yeah. But coming here real soon in June is Summer Games Fest, which is happening the weekend right after the Switch 2 release. So that's going to be busy on the show. We're going to maybe watch a few of the showcases live together and maybe live react or talk about it after the fact. But so
hopefully something good. Excited.
Yeah, I think we'll get some release dates. We'll get some release dates now that GTA is out of the way.
Yeah, maybe you could watch it while playing Mario Kart. I don't know. Yeah, I keep promising that, but it's never gonna happen.
We got to look into that license stuff. Okay. All right, man. I will catch you later. Peace.